A little more than 3 hours from Champaign to Milwaukee, 90 minutes door-to-door, Chicago to Fiserv Forum. I think Brad Underwood will gladly take first and second round games that close to home. And we've got the head coach of the Illini joining us right now here on Sports Sunday. Thanks for taking some time, Brad. What was your reaction when you saw your name pop up there headed just over the border into Wisconsin?
Well, it's Selection Sunday. There's nothing like it. It doesn't matter where you go. It's a phenomenal feeling, and it's one of the great moments, as a basketball player, as a basketball coach, that you get to experience is hearing your name called, and and then obviously the bonus is being in Milwaukee. So close to Chicago, so close to so many of our fans. We've got a great fan base, and so we were obviously excited about that. That doesn't make the opponents any easier, but it's nice and it's great for our fans that they get an opportunity to see us.
Yes, you should have solid support up there at Fiserv Forum. You're going to get the winner of a first four game between Texas and Xavier, so that means a little less time to prep for a definitive opponent. What's the approach to getting your guys ready? Is it basically the same as when you go from a first to a second round game or a Sweet 16 to an Elite Eight game?
Yeah, it's a little bit different. Obviously, you've in past years you've got one opponent. You get pretty dialed into scouting report. You're literally cramming everything into a 24-hour, 48-hour time period to gather as much information as you can. Now, not knowing who that is, we'll try to find some similarities of both teams. Work on those things in practice. We play Friday. We'll try to make it so that there's some familiarity with both teams. So when we find out who we play on Wednesday night after the outcome of that game, we won't be starting from the bottom floor. We'll be at least have an idea of who's who and what they like to do.
So more on the preparation element. I know you didn't like those 40 minutes against Maryland, but the silver lining is you got to go back and do extra work on campus, sleep in your own beds. Well, what's been the biggest message as you've started to get your guys ready for the big dance?
Yeah, I think it's always about being as prepared as you can physically and mentally, and then I think it's about enjoying the opportunity, enjoying the moment, appreciating. You're one of 68. You've got an opportunity to go win a national championship. We've played an incredible schedule against some of the best teams in the country, and we can go play with anybody. And so it's a mindset to be very positive, very upbeat, and yet also understanding the urgency of the end. If you don't play well, and we all we got to do is look at our last game against Maryland. They came out and had much more energy, much more focus than us. And we got beat. And so we've got to learn from that moment as well.
You mentioned the challenging schedule. You also dealt with key injuries and sickness and, various other plagues. But through it all, your team never caved. So how do you expect that resiliency to show up next week in the biggest moment of the college basketball season?
Yeah, we're building on that. That's an asset. When you come out of things and you're we had 7 games, I think 7 different lineups. We had some games we didn't know who was starting because we didn't know who we had. So we're going to play on that. I think there's a confidence to come from that. You can't, we've got Merez Johnson back. The one great thing about the Maryland game was Tommy was in foul trouble, and Merez was able to go play extended minutes and work on his conditioning and get a feel back. That's important as we move forward. So, it's you learn from adversity. You get kicked in the teeth with different things, and you got to learn to fight back. And we're gonna try to build on all of that.
Well, Brad, I know you've said you like this team, so I know you're excited about it getting its shot in the tournament. Wish you best of luck. Thanks so much for being generous with your time, because I know it's a busy time of year. So thanks for joining the show.
I appreciate you having me, and hope to see everybody in Milwaukee.